Hello, welcome. 2.6 is a little bit different than the rest because we're not actually always solving for, we're not always going to get a number. Sometimes we're just rearranging the variables. First though, we're going to be getting something like P equals 2L plus 2W, and we have to find, we're given when P equals 270 and W equals 60. So we have to find what L is. So we just need to substitute our numbers in. We're going to have 270 equals 2L plus 2 times 60. So now we're going to work it like we did before. We're going to first multiply the 2 and the 60. So we have 270 equals 2L plus 120. Subtract the 120 from both sides. We're going to have 150 equals 2L. Divide both sides by 2. And we're going to get L equals 75. Okay, so the what we're doing here, that's the way that I would just normally do it. But if you're doing it in general and it's asking you to find what L is, you have P equals 2L plus 2W. And what you want to do is find L like we did before. So the first thing we're going to do is subtract 2W. So we have P minus 2W equals 2L, and then divide everything by 2. These 2's cancel, so we get L equals P minus 2W all over 2. And that's what the majority of these kind of questions are going to be like, where you're solving for just a variable. But first, we're going to be given something like D equals RT. That's distance equals rate times time. And we're given that we go 520 miles. And the rate is 65 miles per hour. How long does it take? So we just substitute the 520 for distance equals our rate is 65, and we need to find t. So we just divide both sides by 65, and we get 8 hours equals our time. So using this formula, D equals RT, we can also always say R equals D over T, or T equals D over R. Those may be actually some of the questions that you get where all you do is that. Okay, then we're going to have somewhere that is all that we're doing. So let's say we have I equals E over R, and we have to solve for R. So we want R all by itself, but we also want it to be on top. So the first thing we're going to do is multiply both sides by R so that it will be in the numerator. So IR equals E, because these R's cancel. Then divide both sides by I. So R equals E over I. Okay, and then one that's a bit more complicated, we have area of a trapezoid. So A equals 1/2 H in parentheses B1 plus B2, and we have to solve for B2. So what we're going to do is work out and that away from the B2. So we have this 2 here. So we're going to multiply both sides by 2. And we have 2a equals 1/2 times 2 is just 1. So we're left with h in parentheses b1 plus b2. And now we're going to get rid of the h. Divide both sides by h. So we're going to have 2a over h equals b1 plus b2. Now if we subtract the b1 from both sides, we're going to have that b2 equals 2a over h minus b1, like this. This is, I believe, one that you will have in your homework. I don't think there's one that's this hard. I'm pretty sure there's not one this hard on the test. It's more like the I equals ER1. So that is actually all for 2.6. It's just a bunch of those type of questions where you're manipulating all of the variables but not actually solving for it.